Charlie, tell us a little bit about your role and how it ties in with everything football related, Moorland's Blackburn Rovers.
My role is I've been at the school since 2002. My role is head of the Football Academy, and basically we link up with Blackburn Rovers, a partnership to school the kids at our school. My role is to educate the kids in football technical development, which I do. We've had numerous players signed, not just for this club, but for other clubs as well as. So my role is really to develop the kids up to the max, really.
How important is that side of things in their footballing education?
It's very important because kids come to Moorlands not just for an education but for an holistical approach. So they get an education as well as the football aspects. But we're trying to keep them grounded as well, which is the most important thing.
I guess every young lad wants to be a footballer, but you talked about a holistic approach. There are more than just sort of literally playing football roles, aren't there? You know, is it an approach to all the other sides of football as well?
Yeah, I mean, we talked to them about keeping them grounded. I mean, a lot of our kids who've come on, who've been at Moorlands, have gone on and played for Premier League clubs and gone on internationally as well. So we try and keep them grounded. Hopefully, they come away from our school being more grounded, and also to mentor other children that we have. We do have regular visits coming back from kids who've left here and gone on to further clubs.
Tell me about those success stories then.
The success stories, not just also from Blackburn. We've had Joe Grayson, Stefan Moles, Alex Curran, who got released unfortunately last year. We've also had kids who've gone on to Manchester United. John Coffey being one. It was the biggest transfer record at the time for a 14-year-old boy. Niall Mason, who was here, who's gone on to Doncaster, and we've got numerous kids at the school from Manchester United, Manchester City, and Burnley.
What does it say about the school if they are able to produce footballers that can go to these huge clubs?
I think it's not just about going to the huge clubs. I think it's giving them a career pathway. If they choose football as their career, we can give them that option from grassroots clubs to championship clubs, team to Premier League clubs. But they're the minority, you know, obviously. But we're trying to give them that choice and that hope, really.
What does it mean to the school when they see someone going on and making it as a professional footballer? How satisfying is that?
For me, it's incredible. I mean, I've done it for years, and I think the record I have is incredible. But from the school perspective, coming through the school is just incredible for the school. Obviously, for overseas kids who are expats who want to come over here and live the dream.
And what about the partnership with Blackburn, with this football club? How beneficial is that to some of the young lads?
I mean, I worked at Blackburn for 6 years previously before I went to Manchester City, where I'm at now. And the partnership, it's good for the school because it brings in a more again a holistic approach for the education stuff, and it gets the normal kids who normally don't mix with academy kids to have that opportunity to do that as well.
And do they benefit from that?
I think so. I think we've had that. I think it helps both parties. I think they get to see that these kids have a heavy workload, not just from Blackburn, but every kid that we have at the academy do have a heavy workload. 4 nights a week training, and etc. It works quite well, yeah.
You touched on it before. You know, it's not just lads from the local area that are taking part in this and being involved in it. They come from far and wide,
all over the world. I mean, I'm in Hong Kong in a couple of weeks' time. It gets me everywhere, Dubai, etc. So in America, even Vietnam. I mean, it is an overseas. The beauty about football, it's universal. Everybody understands. You get a ball at their feet, they understand. The language barrier doesn't really come into fruition, really. But the opportunities that we have for these kids just to mix with these academy kids, like I said, not just from Blackburn, but the other kids that we have at our school from City United, like I said, it's incredible, really.